So here's the 8 things. Number one, here's 8 signs of white privilege, and the phrase is non-black people need to stop saying. I mentioned that. The number one thing is I don't see color. That's these are 8 signs of white privilege. I don't see color as something that you would say. But I'm not racist. It is not enough to just be not racist, whether it's overlooking a racist comment made by a friend, but you're turning a blind eye to the workplace discrimination. It is a privilege to ignore racism. Number 3 is I need a break from all the Black Lives Matter media. I think everybody needs a number 3 in their life. And that's exactly what this video is about. And number 3, instead of it saying I need a break from all the Black Lives Matter media, what they should do, whoever wrote this article, they should look into Black Lives Matter and find out what a sham it is and how they don't help Black people, how they make money and they don't give it back to the hood, how they make money and profit, how they're getting investigated right now for multiple mansions. That's what they should do. We all need a break from fake news. I'm not being racist. It was just a joke. That's number 4. Number 5. I don't want to say anything in case I annoy people. Advocating for Black lives isn't something you should shy away from, and you make people feel a little uncomfortable. You use your privilege wisely to educate those around you and to amplify Black voices. Number 6, I had to work hard for everything I have. I don't understand numbers. I mean, I don't understand any of these, but number 6 is very ignorant. It doesn't matter what skin color you are. If you have stuff and you worked hard for it, that's just a saying. It has nothing to do with 8 statements people say that are using white privilege. Plenty of Black people have way more things than me, and they've worked very hard to get them. I'm not mad or jealous. They don't have privilege either. They just worked harder at their goals. Number 7, if you abide by the law, the police are not a threat. And they go into the Breonna Taylor. They go into the George Floyd. Number 7 is absolutely true. If you abide by the law, the police are not a threat. When you see these viral videos, no matter what case it is, even with George Floyd, he didn't abide by the law. The police were there because there was a fake $20 bill. I'm not going to go debate the George Floyd case, whether it was, did he have a drug overdose or this or that? It's already been done in court. Okay, which happened to have a juror that was an avid BLM supporter and went on a podcast later on and said, but that's neither here nor there. The thing about it is he didn't abide by the law. Breonna Taylor, I believe that's the non-knock warrant. I forget that case. However, she didn't abide by the law. There were stolen cars, if I can recall, all types of things. When you break the law and the police are there and stuff escalates when they're there, and that's just what it is. But if you abide by it, you're perfectly fine. If there was no fake $20 bill, there's no George Floyd. If there was not a question of a warrant or not a warrant, there's no Breonna Taylor. I just got arrested. I can't blame anybody really but myself. Number 8 is very, very weird. Now, keep in mind, 8 statements people say that are a sign of white privilege. It's just a hairstyle, anyone can wear it. If you're talking about cornrows, dreadlocks, and afros, or any other hairstyle traditionally associated with the Black community, please acknowledge that this hairstyle is not for you. These hairstyles that have become trends for white women are part of historically legacy linked to slavery and institutional racism for Black women. Cultural appropriation is essentially a subtle form of the blackface. The natural hair movement has only brought about self-acceptance. So you're not supposed to wear, it's not for you. You're not allowed to do it. You have the wrong skin color if you want to wear cornrows, dreadlock. Anybody see this whole thing contradicting itself? I don't think I have to really have to break this down any further. It says, when my sons are teenagers, I will not worry about them leaving the house. I will not worry if they crash the car, impregnate a girl, or engage in the same stupidness endemic to teenagers everywhere. I will not worry that the police shoot them. If their car breaks down, I will not worry that the people they ask for help will call the police who will shoot them. I will worry that the people will make a mistake. I will not worry that people will mistake a toy pistol for a real one and gun them down in the local Walmart. In fact, if my sons so desire, they will be able to carry firearms openly, perhaps in a Chipotle or a Target, or they will walk together on all three. Basically saying that this article is basically saying guilty for being the mother and that none of these things will happen to her son, who is the man times 3. And basically assuming that all those things happen to Black people. White privilege means your heart doesn't hit your throat if you don't school your sons about it. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, these articles. But it's not about the article here, people. Well, it is, because with these articles comes this story. This story is out of New York. I don't know if you're familiar with it. And unfortunately, I can't put it on the screen. It's what happened on a bus in New York to a woman, an older woman who works.
Who was holding a shopping bag, look directly at the victim and say, "Veneer." As Queen's been arrested in connection to accused of beating the victim while making racist comments. A third teenage suspect has been arrested in connection to an alleged hate attack on a 57-year-old white woman riding a bus in Queens and Jala. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz on a Wednesday announced hate crime and other charges against Jania Williams, 19, of Jamaica, New York, for her role in the July 9th attack. As alleged, the defendant, as well as 2 other apprehended individuals, carried out an unprovoked assault on a public transit rider simply because of the victim's race, Katz said in a Wednesday statement. I am committed to holding accountable those who perpetuate bias, motivated attacks on the residents of the most diverse county in the world. The defendant is now charged with assault as a hate crime and will be held to account for her alleged actions. Williams is facing charges of assault in the 2nd and 3rd degree as a hate crime, assault in the 2nd and 3rd degree, menacing in the 3rd degree as a hate crime, aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree, and menacing. Last month, the New York Police Department NYPD announced similar charges against a 15-year-old girl and 16-year-old girl related to the attack. They each faced 2 counts of assault while carrying out a hate crime and aggravated harassment while carrying out a hate crime. Just before 7 p.m. on August 9th, police said the 3 suspects approached the 57-year-old female victim, who was riding on the southbound Q52 MTA bus in the vicinity of Jamaica Avenue and Woodhaven Boulevard, and struck her in the head with an unknown object, causing a laceration and bleeding. Surveillance footage apparently shows Williams, who was holding a shopping bag, look directly at the victim and say, "I hate white people." She also allegedly said she hates white people's skin and told the victim she would kill her and bury her as the bus passed by a cemetery, according to...
You know, the media pushes this nonsense down our throats. It's one thing for me to make a video and show everybody what's happening, or if you're unaware of this, but you've seen this stuff before, you've read it before. You know, look what happened, man. and I saw this comment, and I'm surprised it this long. A woman who's 57 years old. What I don't know if it's if the recording said it or not. She was on her way to work. She still works. She got beat down, aggravated harassment, and her life threatened. She got beat down bad for going to work, for being white. She only got beat down because she was white. The lady said, let me play this.
To Katz's office. Williams and one of the juvenile suspects are accused of spitting on the victim, hitting her repeatedly in the head with a jar and punching the victim multiple times in the head when the bus stopped near the intersection of Jamaica Avenue and Woodhaven before fleeing on foot. The victim was treated with staples to the laceration on her head after authorities transported her to a nearby hospital following the attack. The New York Post identified the victim as 57-year-old Jill LaCroix, who told the outlet she has 3 biracial children, is a grandmother of 5, and currently works as a bartender. The woman recounted the attack to the newspaper, saying one of the teenage assailants with green hair began shouting that she hates white people, the way they talk, and accused her of being a fan of former President Trump. The one with the green hair, she was saying she hates white people, the way they talk, hates white skin, the way their skin cracks. Saying she was gangsta, LaCroix told the outlet, adding that she was on the way to visit her mother at the time. I was the only white person on the bus. By the time we started passing St. John's Cemetery on Woodhaven, she started in on me, saying, "That's where I'm going to bury you." LaCroix continued, she had a bag from Bath and Body Works, and she took out a scrub and said she was going to beat me with it. It was tangerine. She said, "You're going to get what you deserve. All white people are going to get what they deserve." It was crazy. Detective Redmond Halpert of the New York City Police.
Grandma, 57, going to work and to see your mom, is attacked because somebody said they don't like white people. White people are going to get what they deserve. What do you think? Now the people that did this, they're 3 teenage girls. Okay, they're teenage girls. They're minors. And this is pure ignorance. But what's sad is, where do you think they got this information from? Where do you think that hate is coming from? I'm not saying that the girls read these articles that I'm showing you. Well, maybe they watched the Floyd stuff. Maybe they really believe that the police just showed up to off George Floyd, as if though they weren't there for a reason, or any of these cases. I seen this come a long time ago when these racial politics. A lot of people have been seeing this. This is out of control, people. Out of control. Out of control. People can say, "Oh, maybe Granny shouldn't have went through that neighborhood. It's a bad." You know, she can go wherever she wants. No one's supposed to hate anybody for their skin. Stupid. But this is more or less aimed at young people. This is aimed at young people. They put the culture war in the video games. Okay, a lot of you have kids. They put it in the video games. They put it in the music. You pick up a paper, you're reading about it. Okay, this is why. This is some of the stupidest rhetoric you ever hear. It's just, this is at the end of the day, if you look up both those authors, journalists, whatever you want to call them, guarantee you they're all white. Writing this nonsense. This is sad. I could say in Florida, we don't have this. Some areas, I'm sure it's there. But I mean, going to buy a magazine or a book, you're not gonna find that. I don't know, peeps. This is out of control. Here you have a grandma, stitches and all messed up for nothing because of the color of her skin. Now, I'm sure people in the comments will say, "Hey, there's a whole bunch of black people that this happened to too." Either way, it's stupid. But for the media to push it is my point. And they only push it one way nowadays. It's very weird. I'll leave you with this. To be white and to be white and have God in your life, why is that an evil thing, bad thing? Why is that the narrative? Till the next one, White Boy Radio.